Good morning, everyone. This is Rambabu here, your career coach. So this webinar intention is to give you a glimpse of what are the high demand IT jobs in Canada. This is mainly targeting Canadian job market. So if somebody is joining from India, it might not be of much help. Because the dynamics of IT industry in India and in Canada and the roles in demand in India and Canada are completely different. So whatever works in India might not work the same way as in Canada, and vice versa. Whatever works in Canada might not be the same way in India. So with that as a premise, let's get started. Sujatha, quick introduction about yourself.
Myself, Sujatha, working in Regin Corporation of India Limited, Visakhapatnam. So actually, I'm a joint manager IT in DCI. So more of the technical, our works are like on ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, like all the departments integration and all the activities, automation, we are working on that. So most of the time we are working on ERP and the server maintenance. So what I'm expecting is like I heard like data analysis and data engineering. So whether I'll suit for this job or not, I wanted to know. And myself, I'm a graduate, engineering graduate in the year 2004. So with this experience, like government industry experience and with the engineering qualification, can I switch over to the data analysis or data engineering job? First of all, I wanted to know that thing and the relevant certifications, what I can do to migrate to convert my job from government experience to like IT industry. So this is what initially I'm expecting.
Yeah, sure. So since Sujatha, you joined as a very first person, so let me take up your question as the first question so we can continue the conversation. Yes. So as I said at the beginning of this webinar, this is mainly targeting people in Canada to identify what are the predominantly high demand IT roles. But since you are based out of India, I will answer from the Canadian front only. That way, people who are in Canada also, it might be useful for them. Yeah. So, okay, so since you are an IT manager, which means you have pretty good knowledge on how the things are handled in IT as an industry, so which is an added advantage. You are working in ERP and automation of your existing IT systems, confined to the business process inside the organization, so which is also into IT. So your question about whether data analysis is the right career path to pursue from the government side to shifting or transitioning to data analysis is your question. Yeah, data analysis is definitely a good option for people somewhere in non-IT and wanted to come to IT. But you're already in IT. So for you, data analysis might be an underqualified role. Instead, you can go for data engineering, which is slightly above the data analysis grade to pursue. So my suggestion would be, instead of going for data analyst roles, go for data engineering roles. That would give you better salary, and also it will also have better technical challenges, which will always keep you in learning motivation mode. And also pay wise, it is very high, and it is one of the high demand IT jobs. And also the demand wise, right now in the market, there are very less data engineers who are qualified enough in the cloud or in on-prem market. So the demand will be very high. There is also scarcity of data engineers in the market, which will be an added advantage for you when you negotiate your salary or your preferences when you opt for joining a job. Don't go for data analysis. For you, I'm telling based on your profile, go for data engineering. Data analysis is for somebody who is completely non-IT and somebody who wants to come into IT. But you're already in IT, so data analyst might not be a good fit.
Okay. And what relevant trainings or certifications to be done for data engineering? Any?
Okay, certifications for data engineering, or if data engineering has three paths. One is data engineering on-prem, and second path is data engineering on AWS. Third path is data engineering on Azure, and currently there is also a small picking up of market when it comes to Google Cloud. So data engineering on Google Cloud. These are the four career paths that are possible for a data engineer. So if you opt for data engineering on-prem, then you might have to ramp up your skill on some of the tools like Data Stage, Informatica, MS SQL Server for both integration services and reporting services. And there are other data tools like Netiza, and of course Oracle integration services as well. These are some of the tools and technologies needed for a data engineer if the path is on-prem. But the on-prem path is slowly becoming obsolete because the companies are moving towards the cloud.
Okay.
So you should not opt for this. The second option would be data engineering on AWS. So for data engineering on AWS, there are data engineering professional certification from AWS, which certification if you are pursuing your career as a data engineer on AWS. The tools and services required are AWS Lake Formation, AWS Data Lake, AWS Brew, and also there are some databases like RDS, and you need to slightly learn about SageMaker, and some knowledge on MLOps would be an added advantage. And also DynamoDB. So these are some of the services: AWS DynamoDB, AWS Data Brew, AWS Lake Formation, AWS Data Lake are some of the technologies that you should be knowing if you wanted to become an AWS data engineer. And again, AWS Data Engineering Professional Certification is the certification path. If you opt for path 3, which is an Azure data engineer, you should be knowing about some of the services like Azure Data Lake, Azure Databricks, Azure Data Factory, Azure Synapse, and Azure HD Insights. And certification wise, you should be doing DP 900, and DP 203. These are the two certifications you should be coming up with if you wanted to pursue your career as an Azure data engineer. For Google data engineering, it is not quite matured, or we don't have much market, but it is slowly picking up. For Google data engineering, you should be knowing Google BigQuery, and you should be knowing one of the Google PaaS services for Oracle and MS SQL Server. And also you should be knowing Google Deep Learning. Again, Google has a very dominant technologies when it comes to machine learning, but less of data engineering. But they have integrated solutions which has both data engineering and also ML services. So that is going to be an added advantage. So for you, I think these are the 4 paths that you can pursue.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my suggestion, my vote would go for pursue AWS data engineering, which has a very good demand in India. But if you are in Canada, I would have suggested you to go for Azure data engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
What about you, Ravi?
Yeah, I do have some. You just told about Azure data engineering, right? So as of now, I'm planning to do some certifications related to Azure because Azure is next level Windows. As of now, I'm in currently in Windows and VMware, Nutanix, virtualization, those kind of technologies. So if I want to upgrade to Azure, which role I take? As of now, I do not have any coding experience. Like I'm not into developing. I'm support infrastructure support. If I want to upgrade to you told about data engineering, right? So I just want to know about more details about the data engineering on Azure.
When you mentioned Azure, do you mean Azure cloud engineering or Azure data engineering?
That's what like. In fact, I was planning to do some Azure administrator or Azure uh, architect certification. Uh, no, it's up to like as per your suggestion. Like I just want to know more details. Like if it is something related to support or anything, or do we need to learn any uh, coding like a Python or something? Want to more
Okay.
also those kind of details I want to know.
Yeah. Azure cloud engineering and Azure data engineering are completely different. But for your profile, Azure cloud engineering would be the best role considering your past experience and your current, skill set level. My suggestion would be go for Azure cloud engineering, and certifications that you need to pursue are AZ 900, which is the fundamentals, and AZ 104, that is Azure cloud administrator. So if you are able to do both of these, then you would be in a good position to handle any activities or the roles related to Azure cloud engineer. And on top of that,
Okay.
you should be learning some of the key Azure services like Azure VMs, Azure VMSS, Key Vault, Web Application Gateway, Azure Storage, Azure
Okay.
Security, RBAC, Active Directory services, a little bit of
Okay.
authentication and authorization related to Active Directory, IAM, um, and off late they're asking some very good questions on Azure Express route, because many
Okay.
companies are asking for migration. So if you are able
Okay.
to ramp up your skill on some of the Azure cloud engineering services which I mentioned just now, you will be a hot cake in the market when it in Canadian market.
Okay.
And also
So which
those certificates, AZ 900 and AZ 104.
okay. Which one has more opportunities like Azure cloud engineering or Azure data engineering?
Demand
In
wise
Canadian
and
market.
pay wise, Azure data engineering has a very good demand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Kafi, what do you have any specific questions related to your profile you wanted to
Hey,
put the?
yeah, thanks for asking, Ram. Yes, I do have one or two questions, couple of ones,
Mhm.
specifically with my profile into IT infrastructure domain, okay, and IT security as well a part of it. So I would like to know like which will be the best approach, because I have been like following your like WhatsApp updates and also looking with uh, different channels as well. So I see that the most demanding profiles or uh, jobs that are there in Canadian market are like project management, cyber security professionals, uh, especially on this, and obviously the data science and data engineering profiles as well. So with respect to my profile, I just wanted to understand which will be the better approach to go for, whether going into the project management side or cyber security. I do have security background, but not a certified cyber security specialist as such. So, if you can just throw some light on that and guide me on which would be the better one with respect to my profile, and if you suggest any other stream as well to look for.
So yeah, I have a couple of questions. Do you have PMP certification?
No, PMP. I have the PDUs done, but I've not taken up the certification yet.
But do you have plans?
I do have, yes.
Okay.
I do have.
And what is your overall experience? Number of years?
Total years is 17. Relevant is 14 years, specifically into infrastructure development.
Okay. So when it comes to Canadian market, my suggestion would be go for IT project manager role if you have PMP certification. Because for any project manager role, be it a junior project manager or a senior project manager, having PMP is mandatory. So if by any chance, by the time you land in Canada, if you are able to clear PMP, then based on your current profile, going for an IT project manager role would be a better option for you, and also it is a better pay. There is a lot of demand for IT project manager roles in Canada because many of the companies are moving their infrastructure from on-prem to the cloud, and hence they are dealing cloud infrastructure as a separate entity, unlike earlier. That is option number one for you. The option number two is going as an individual contributor, either as a cybersecurity analyst or an engineer, or infrastructure engineer. I assume you might be experienced in one of the clouds. So cloud engineer would be another option that you can go for. But the later two, the cybersecurity engineer and the cloud engineer, are individual contributor roles. So with about 17 years of overall experience, I'm not sure how much are you flexible to pursue individual contributor roles. But if you aren't, then going for an IT project manager role with a PMP certification would be a better bet.
Got it, Ram. And how about like moving towards information security? Because doing a certification in CISA or a CISM, would that help enhancing my profile?
Yeah, those are the very hot demand profiles, right? So when once it is like when the tag cybersecurity engineer covers all of this. You can be a cybersecurity engineer or a security analyst or cybersecurity architect or a cybersecurity auditor or a cybersecurity manager. So for all these things, except for cybersecurity individual contributor role, which doesn't need any certifications, but any other role in cybersecurity would definitely need some of the certifications like CISSP, CISM, and CISCA. So if you have any one of these or all three of these, you are like a go-to person for many of the roles, and the packages are also mind-boggling. Like you can get a package of nearly 200K if you have all the three certifications which I just mentioned. But if you are a individual contributor, like a cybersecurity engineer with no certifications, Still, you are paid very well compared to the other roles like 110, 120K. But if you have additional certifications, you can go up in the ladder and also get paid very heavily. These all come under cyber security space only.
Got it, Ram. Thanks for that information.
Okay. Yeah, Dhananjay, do you have any specific questions? We can start with some little introduction about yourself and then ask whatever questions you have.
Sure, sir. I'm Dhananjay. I'm working as a Python developer. I have 3 years of experience in Python, and now I'm entering into data science and Azure engineering also. So my questions are like, should I look for Python development if I move to Canada, or data science entry-level jobs also will be available for me? So that is one of my question. And I wanted to ask, is there any other course or certification which can help me to get a better package or better role? So these two are my questions.
So currently you are in India or in Canada?
In India, sir.
In India. Okay, for the first part of your question, whether to go for entry-level data science or Python level jobs in Canada. So my suggestion would be, see, data science roles, entry-level jobs in Canada are very difficult to get.
Okay.
They expect at least 3 years of past data science experience to penetrate into data science market in Canada.
Okay.
It is not that it is impossible to get an entry-level job, but you might face a lot of rejections. So my suggestion would be, since you already have 3 years of Python experience, go for Python full stack developer role first, enter into the market, step into the door, have at least 2 to 3 years of experience as a Python developer, learn all the Python libraries, all pandas, whichever are required for typical Python development and also for data science. And then get promoted yourself in data science arena. That way, your entry into data science would be very easy and also with a very good package.
Okay.
Don't go for data science, data scientist roles junior level in Canada. But when it comes to India, the scenario is completely different.
Yeah.
When it comes to India, I would suggest you to go for entry-level data science roles directly, because India works a bit different. But when it comes to Canada, go for Python full stack developer first, get 2 to 3 years of experience, and then go for data science roles, intermediate role.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Paul, you seem to have a question. What is your question?
Okay, so I'm in Qatar. I work as a project analyst. So my past experience has been in business analysis. Okay, so I work as a business analyst to project coordinator, but currently I'm working as a project analyst. So I have my MBA in business analytics, and then I'm also PMP certified in ITIL also. Now I'm taking product owner training course, like a mentorship. So how I've tried to apply for jobs also in Canada, but I don't know why I get refusal. So if you can help me, so.
Okay, so so you seem to have a very vast experience. What is your overall experience?
10 years.
10 years of overall experience. And what is your experience in project management? How many years?
Project management, I have 6 years.
6 years. Okay. Okay, so the high demand roles for you in Canada are, number one, you should opt for junior project manager roles because you have 6 years of experience in IT project management. That is option number 1, because you are also a PMP certified guy.
Yes.
Option number 2 is go for project coordinator or project assistant roles. That is option number 2, which doesn't need PMP. But if you already have a PMP, you might be overqualified for that role. But that is worth trying without putting PMP on your profile if you're applying for project assistant or project coordinator roles. And option number 3 is business analyst roles, which need a little bit of skill set on data analyst as well. But business analyst roles are very saturated, and you also need to know a lot of domain knowledge, especially in BFS, banking and financial sectors.
Okay.
So I think if you try to apply for project management professions, either as an IT project manager or an infrastructure project manager or a junior project manager roles, I think you might receive good response.
All right.
Yeah. If you get good response, go for project coordinator roles or project assistant roles, in which case don't put up a PMP on your profile. If you still don't get any response, then go for business analyst roles and clearly mention them that you have banking and financial industry domain expertise.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sami, let me know what question do you have?
Yeah, sure. Very good evening to all. Actually, I would like to discuss about my job role right now. As of now, I have worked, overall it is 4 years experience is there. In that, 1.5 years into the banking sector and 2.5 years into the Salesforce and Azure DevOps. Now, as of now, I have worked Azure with Salesforce. It's not complete. It is completely into the it not involved into the coding part as of now. And now I'm moving to Azure with machine learning and artificial intelligence operations. So that is that is also a different role. So will it be the will I get a chance in Canada or not? Like based on my role, without coding.
So your profile looks a bit of hybrid role for me. So you have used Azure DevOps as a tool to deploy some of your Salesforce related stuff, right?
Salesforce components. And now I'm moving that to, next upcoming company. There I used to handle data science and artificial intelligence code deployment by using Azure.
So there are 2 paths you can take in Canada. One is if you are able to ramp up your skill on Azure DevOps, not at a user level, but at an administrator level. Every developer uses Azure DevOps as a tool to do their code check-ins and also run their deployments, but that is not what is intended for you. But if you are able to ramp up your skill on becoming expert level in Azure DevOps, both at administration, usage, and also configuration, then you can opt for some of the roles like Azure DevOps Engineer or Azure DevOps Administrator or Azure DevOps Architect. These are the 3 roles that you can go for. That is career path number 1. Career path number 2 is you can opt for roles like Salesforce Developer or a Salesforce Administrator or a Salesforce BA or a Salesforce QA. So this is career path number 2. And career path number 3 is you can, try for a hybrid role, which is what you are doing currently, like Azure Salesforce developer with Azure development experience, Azure DevOps experience. This is career path number 3, but career path number 3 might not have a good traction in Canadian market. Career path number 1 and 2 might have a good traction. So first option would be go for the Azure DevOps Engineer or Azure DevOps Administrator, or go for Salesforce Administrator or Salesforce Developer or a Salesforce BA or a Salesforce QA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Does anybody has any other questions?
Yes, sir. Being a like I am a developer. I am solely into development since the beginning. But I have worked with user technician in the for the 4 years. Like I have handled the customer relevant queries and raised the ticket for that. Over here, I have a technology stack of .NET and like front end is React. Should I add something to it so that I get a call for an interview, or what should I do? Like, should I do some certification or something?
So you mentioned you have development experience. So development in which technology?
.NET, ASP.NET Core, and front end is Angular and React and yes, React Native for some time.
Okay. So you worked only on core and not on standard C#?
Yes, it's C# only. C# ASP.NET Core.
Okay, okay. Okay, so my suggestion would be go for .NET full stack developer.
Okay, what should I add in it? Like I am having
Yeah.
front end, back end, database, then version control.
As a .NET full stack developer, you should be knowing the following skills. Okay. Number one, obviously .NET. You should be knowing .NET Core and also standard .NET. And you should also be knowing WCF.
Okay.
And you should be knowing Azure DevOps for any deployments and CI/CD. You should be knowing React JS and Angular JS.
Yes.
And even though you have .NET as the control layer, but little bit of Node experience is also going to be helpful.
I know about it.
Yeah, and of course the backend SQL Server or Oracle. If you're able to, if you're able to put all these technologies in your skill matrix in your resume, I think you will be able to get good calls from the recruiters. Karim, why don't we have a quick introduction about yourself and let me know what question do you have?
Hi, my name is Karim and I'm from Calgary. I have a bachelor's in IT and I had a gap after coming to Canada. I was not able to get a job in IT in Canada. So I'm looking to get the job in IT. And my question is, I joined late, so I don't know if this question is already covered or not, but how do we define the high demand IT job in Canada?
See, there are so many technologies in demand in Canada, but for everybody's sake, I'll give a very good walkthrough of what are the top 10 high demand roles in Canada so that you can understand what technology to pick up. I will go through the list in the descending order of the demand, which means the first one will have higher order, the second one will have the next one. Okay, so let me pick up the list. I prepared a list. The first one is data engineering. Okay, it can be any data engineering, but data engineering is the very first technology that is going very hot cake in the market currently. The second one is full stack development. It can be either a Java full stack development or a .NET full stack development or a Python full stack development. That is the second technology that is going extremely good demand. And the third one is DevOps. Okay, it can be a hardcore DevOps role as a DevOps engineer or a DevOps developer or a DevOps architect. Anything related to DevOps is going great guns these days, which is number 3. Number 4 is Azure Cloud Engineering, which has also very good demand in the Canadian market right now, followed by AWS Cloud Engineering at 5th place. It also has a very good demand. And in 6th place, we have front-end development. which concentrates only on the front-end technologies like AngularJS, React.js. If you also know natives, that is also going to be an added advantage. JavaScript, Bootstrap, CSS. So all these things will come under front-end developer. I think for you, Shreya, you can also prepare another resume concentrating only on the front-end development side.
Okay.
That is also one good option that you can give a try. So that is at number 6 or 7. I forgot the sequence. And followed by, after that, we have QA in good demand. QA is a saturated role, but it still has demand if you have past experience as a QA. And after that, you can pick up the technologies like either a business analyst or a project coordinator or a project assistant or an agile scrum master. Any one of these, all these 4 fit into the same bucket. That also has a very good demand. Then we have, I think I lost one technology in between, data analyst. Data analyst is also one of the technologies in very good demand. And in the 9th position, we have data scientists, which is a very niche area. And in 10th position, we have machine learning engineers. Again, when I come to the sequence, data engineering, data analyst, full stack developer, .NET, Java, Python, Azure cloud engineering, AWS cloud engineering, front-end development, DevOps, QA, and business analyst or a project coordinator or a project assistant and agile scrum master. These are the top 10 technologies we have in pretty good demand in Canadian market. So now coming to your question, Kareem, I think you can pick up any one of these two, but since you are also flexible to learn some of the key technological portions and you are also inclined towards development, my suggestion would be to go for a data engineering role, either an Azure data engineer role or an AWS data engineer role.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Shreya.
Sir, I'm having the experience of only 5 years. At what level should I target? Like at the junior level or mid level? What level should I target the role for?
If you have 5 years of experience, you will fit more into intermediate roles. Anything between 3 years and 6 years fit into intermediate roles, and anything above 6 years will come into senior roles. So you will fit more into intermediate roles. So don't apply for junior roles. Of course, you can apply, but they might consider you as overqualified. Since you don't have Canadian experience, they will fit you into junior roles also in Canadian market. So don't apply for senior roles, but go for intermediate roles first, followed by junior roles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, to gain the Canadian experience, should I go for some another domain like for customer service or something else in the Canadian market?
No.
I won't be
Strictly.
able to put in my resume. I won't be able to put it in any way.
No. Don't go for that. Is if you go for it, that is the very bad decision that you will take. Don't get digressed by the financial pressures or the gap it takes to get a job. It is quite normal. In Canada, it takes about 3 to 4 months to get a job. I think yours is how many years? I think you finished only 2 months in Canada, right, Shreya?
Yes.
Yeah. So you still have a long way to go. And on top of that, December is a slow period. My assumption would be you might get a job in the first week of March.
Oh, so long.
Yeah, if you keep this momentum.
Okay.
Don't go for the odd jobs like customer service or anything. Keep persistently keep searching job related to IT roles, try for either .NET full stack developer roles or front-end developer roles for intermediate and junior positions.
Yes, while applying like on Indeed, which roles, which filter should I apply, like for the intermediate level and then junior level, and the post, which post should I select? Like
for you, you don't select anything. The only keyword that you should put it as number 1 .NET, and number 2 Angular JS, and number 3 React JS, and number 4 .NET Core. Number 5 you can put Node.js. These are the keywords. You can put it in LinkedIn or in Glassdoor or in Indeed. Don't put any other filters. Just put only these filters, and whatever job comes up in the search, open each and every job and blindly apply for them. Okay. You might not be fully eligible for each of the job, but that's okay. You will be at least in their database.
Okay, sir.
But don't apply any other filters. Only put a keyword of technology related keyword, but don't apply any other filters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, should I go for any certifications?
No, not needed.
Any Azure or AWS certifications?
No, not needed. Certifications are not mandatory in Canada. But just put, if you know any of the cloud, just put as a developer, you also know how to deploy the code into the cloud. That one point is enough. And in skill metrics, you add some Azure or AWS as a keyword. But otherwise, for you as a developer, you don't need any certification.
Yeah, and to fill up the gap that I inculcate during this period, should I go for any bridging program or any sort of course?
Not needed. Not needed.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions from anybody?
Yeah, I was asking about the package salary, like an average salary for each one.
Number 1, if you are a fresher in IT in Canada, the average salary you can expect is between 70,000 and 90,000. But if you have any past experience, but your first job in Canada, then your salary would be anywhere between 90,000 and 110K. If you are already experienced in the past and you also have a little bit of Canadian experience, then the average salary is about 100 plus in Canadian market. So these are the 3 combinations.
Okay. I'm just asking about the role specific, like let's say if you go for Azure administrator or anything, Azure or DevOps administrator. So what is the, I know because I know like here it depends on the province as well, Canada. The package varies based on the province.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I covered. The salary is not based on the technology when you are at the beginning level. For beginner, whether it is Azure Cloud Engineer or a DevOps engineer or a data engineer, since you are a beginner, then the salary is going to be always between the range of 70,000 to 90,000. But if you have past experience, then the salary would differentiate based on the role also. So then the salary would change from role to role. For example, if you're experienced business analyst back home and also trying for business analyst roles in Canada, then your salary would be anywhere between 70,000 and 80,000 only, even if experienced. But if you're a cloud engineer with a lot of back home experience, then your starting salary for a cloud engineer in Canada would be 100 plus. So it depends. But for a entry level job, the range is always between 70,000 and 90,000 in Canada.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Karim, you have a question?
Yeah, so you already know my profile, so I just wanted to confirm. So the role you are suggesting me is for data engineering, right? I'm not the mobile developer.
Mobile developer. No.
No?
No. go for data engineering.
Okay.
Better paying and easy to enter.
And it has a future scope as well, right?
Yeah, it's a present hot cake.
Okay.
It was nice speaking to all of you. And once again, if anybody needs one-on-one consultation, feel free to schedule a meeting with me, one-on-one meeting, and we can discuss in detail. Thank you so much.